This is a presentation to explain about the Dental Foundation Training Welsh Enhanced Recruitment Offer for 2024. So Health Education Improvement Wales are the agency that have the role in Wales for the education, training, development and shaping of all the healthcare staff. We were established in 2018 as a special health authority, and we sit alongside the health boards and trusts as part of NHS Wales. So obviously we're the dental postgraduate section, and we're responsible for training the whole of the dental workforce, so dentists, DCPs in Wales. We administer dental foundation training, dental core, dental specialty, and also general CPD for dentists and DCPs in Wales. As far as foundation training in Wales, we have 6 schemes: the Cardiff and Barry scheme, Glamorgan, Vale and Beacons, Newport and East Wales, North Wales, and our 2 West Wales schemes, Swansea and West and Swansea Vale. So most practices in Wales are currently working under contract reform. Our practices are all quality assured and have experienced educational supervisors. Also fairly unique to Wales, we have 2 dental training units, one in Porth and one in Baglan, and these are multi-surgery units in extended units. Our training program directors are extremely experienced, and we like to work with small scheme sizes, generally 10 to 13 in a scheme, so that we can facilitate small group teaching. There's 30 study days in each year. It's a blended approach, partly online. There's a lot of hands-on and face-to-face, and all our speakers are experienced experts in their field. Quality improvement training is also a key part of foundation training, and we have our programs such as Design to Smile, MP WIP, and Supporting Better Oral Health. So what is DFT WERO? So Welsh Enhanced Recruitment Offer is a local recruitment initiative, so this takes place outside of national recruitment. And we're offering an enhanced support package for trainees who do their training in specific rural practices. These are generally in West, North and Central Wales. Why did we set it up? Well, historically in Wales and England, there's been challenges in recruiting foundation dentists into the less urban training posts. So we're aiming to incentivise these with our WERO offer. I'll go through the full support package. It includes a training support grant and also further support in doing further training with exams. Really the idea behind the rural support grant is to allow you to maintain existing social contacts. It could be learning to drive, buying a car, whatever you would need to do to support your life for that year in the rural area. And also it'll give you a chance to see a great new area. You may not have considered working in these sort of areas, but if you are interested in mountaineering, hiking, swimming, beach life or surfing, they can be fantastic areas to work in. This is the finances for the offer. So there's the rural support grant of £7,000, which is on top of the standard DFT salary. And there's also support for exam preparation course and for exam fees for passing the membership exam when you do that. So that's how the finances stack up. The basic foundation salary in Wales for 2024 will be 38,292 as confirmed by Welsh Government. If you then add on the £7,000 rural allowance for the WERO scheme, it brings it to 45,292. And then also, of course, you have those exam fees and the course support, which adds another 1135. These are some of the benefits. Ones worth particularly pointing out really are the timeline. Because this is recruited outside of national recruitment, it takes place earlier. So you'll be in a position knowing much earlier in the year where your post is going to be. It'll give you more time to find somewhere to live, to get used to where the area is and find out about it. And it's much less compressed than the national recruitment timeline where you find out fairly late in the year, and it's the time is much more of a challenge in terms of sorting those things out. What sort of areas are they in? This gives you a rough idea. This is from last year, 2023. This year we'll be having 16 practices in the offer, and they'll be in these kind of rural areas, roughly within that outline. This is the actual timeline. So recruitment's through Oriel, that takes place through February. March then is the shortlisting, invites to interview. The interviews are very simple. It's basically an online interview with a small panel where you would be asked 2 or 3 SJT style questions to answer verbally. This is really just to produce a ranking so that when it comes to choosing the practices, there's a mechanism for preferencing, which is similar to that in national recruitment. So in other words, the higher you rank in the process, the more choice you'll have. But you can see from the timeline that offers are released really by the 3rd week of March. So at that point, you could know where you're going to be going. And as I said earlier, it gives you a lot more time to organise the logistics of getting ready for your post. All the posts start on the 1st of September as normal. Worth pointing out that this isn't a particular specific WERO scheme. You would be allocated in to the regular schemes that we mentioned at the start. So there isn't a WERO specific scheme. You would just be in the scheme that relates to the area that your particular WERO practice is in. So you'd be mixed in with everybody else. That just really compares it to national recruitment in terms of the timeline. You will have already done the early parts of national recruitment, but you can see that the allocations from that system are much later in the year, sort of middle to 3rd week of June in general, which gives less time. One thing that would be mentioned is that if you are offered a WERO place and you accept it, we would expect you to withdraw from national recruitment so that they're not being used as backup offers. It wouldn't be fair on the practices within the WERO scheme to be let down late in the process. So bearing in mind the additional enhancements, these need to be regarded as premier posts really, and so we would expect to withdraw from the general national recruitment program if you accept a post in WERO. That just reiterates the timeline, but also gives you the link to Oriel. That will be available from the 1st of Feb. So thank you for listening to the presentation. I hope you'll consider it. It's a very exciting offer, and I think there's a lot of benefits to doing it. And it's definitely worth considering doing it and trying these exciting areas to work in. So thank you for listening.